Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a tenant and a property manager about a rental property report. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Good morning, Town Rental Property Management. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling about the rental report form I need to fill out for my new apartment. I've got some questions.
No problem. I can help you complete that form over the phone. Can I start by taking your name?
Yes, my first name is James.
Great, and your last name?
It's Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Now, let me confirm your address. I have you at Unit 10, is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Unit 10 on Parkside Avenue.
Parkside, let me make a note of that. And regarding your lease, how long will you be staying with us?
Well, I signed up for a 12-month lease, but I'm actually considering extending it later.
I see. That's good to know. And your move-in date was the 15th, correct? Which month was that?
Yes, the 15th of March.
Perfect. Now, I understand you've reported some issues with the property. Let's go through those. First, there's a problem with the oven.
Yes, it's broken. Specifically, the heating element isn't working. The oven just won't get hot at all.
I see. And you also mentioned something about the bathroom mirror.
That's right. The mirror has a crack in the corner. It's not huge, but I wanted to report it so I'm not held responsible later.
Good thinking. We'll make a note of that. Any other issues?
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 7 to 10.
Yes, there's a chair in the living room. It's a desk chair actually, with a rusted handle. It's the one with the high back.
A high back chair with a rusted handle. Got it. And what was the issue in the kitchen? Something about fabric.
Oh yes, the kitchen curtains have a stain on them. Looks like coffee or tea maybe.
I understand. We'll arrange for these repairs. Our maintenance technician can come by tomorrow. Would you prefer morning or afternoon?
Morning would be better for me.
Okay, he typically starts at 8 o'clock and works until after 3 p.m. Would 9 o'clock work for you?
9 is a bit early. Could he come at 10 instead?
That should be fine. So he'll arrive at 10, and he should be finished by 2 p.m. at the latest. Does that work for your schedule?
Yes, perfect. I'll be home until at least 2:30 tomorrow.
Excellent. I've scheduled all that for you, Mr. Wilson. Is there anything else I can help with today?
No, that covers everything. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Section 2. You will hear a talk by Sarah Bennett about a trip to Green Valley Reserve. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to today's presentation about our recent expedition to Green Valley Reserve. I'm Sarah Bennett, and I organized this trip as part of our ongoing research project. To give you some background, the purpose of our trip was to explore the remarkable preserved evidence of tribal life that exists in the reserve. What makes this site so special is that it contains artifacts and markings that have been preserved for an incredibly long time. In fact, according to our latest carbon dating, we're looking at evidence that spans over 5,000 years of continuous habitation in the region. The most fascinating feature of Green Valley Reserve has to be the distinctive rock formations. These aren't just any rocks, they've been shaped by erosion from the nearby river, creating these unusual curved structures that almost look man-made, but are entirely natural. Our group had a tight schedule on the day of the visit. We specifically wanted to reach the ceremonial site before sunset, as that's when the rock carvings are most visible due to the angle of the light. We just made it in time, which was fortunate. Now, I must say, several things caught me by surprise during this expedition. While I expected to see some wildlife, what really amazed me was the abundance of nocturnal creatures we encountered. Our guide explained that this particular reserve has one of the highest concentrations of nocturnal mammals in the region, but seeing it firsthand was extraordinary. The guide's knowledge was impressive too, but that's what I had anticipated given their reputation. We did face one significant challenge. An unexpected storm hit while we were examining the rock carvings. Despite the weather turning against us, I remained calm though I was obviously disappointed we couldn't complete our planned documentation. Still, I wouldn't say I was annoyed. These things happen during fieldwork, and you learn to adapt.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 16 to 20.
I should mention the tremendous help we received from volunteers. What was remarkable about them was that they arrived without anyone contacting them, they simply heard about our expedition and showed up ready to assist. They also shared their food with our group when our supplies ran low, which was incredibly generous. Some of them offered to drive people home after the long day, which helped immensely with transportation logistics. The equipment they brought proved extremely useful too, particularly for documentation purposes. We faced some challenges because the forest officer couldn't join us due to road closures from the storm, but fortunately, one volunteer was a drone operator who scanned the area effectively, giving us aerial footage we wouldn't otherwise have obtained. Now, about those ancient carvings we found, they were truly remarkable. I captured extensive video documentation, though some were quite challenging to make out clearly due to centuries of weathering. What fascinated our archaeologists most were the handful that remained very deep and clear despite their age. The style of the carvings was completely unfamiliar to us, none of our team had seen anything quite like them before, which makes them particularly significant. Based on surrounding artifacts, our preliminary assessment suggests they likely date back to the early Bronze Age, though further analysis is needed to confirm this. I'd be happy to share more details about our findings and answer any questions you might have about Green Valley Reserve or our ongoing research there.
Section 3. You will hear a presentation by a fitness center representative about the community fitness facility and its new upgrades. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to today's information session about our community fitness facility. My name is Mark Davis, and I'm the membership coordinator here. I'll be taking you through all the details about our facility, recent upgrades, and special membership offers. Let me start by telling you where we're located, as I know many of you are new to the area. Our facility is situated at the junction of Pine Street and Wilson Road. Actually, to be more specific, we're precisely at the corner of these two streets, not in the middle of the block as some people mistakenly believe. You'll find us easily as we have a large sign at the intersection. Now, regarding our opening hours, we operate on an extended schedule to accommodate various lifestyles. Monday through Friday, we initially planned to open at 5:30 a.m., but after member feedback, we adjusted to 6 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. Many people are surprised we open at 6:00 and not 5:00 or 7:00 like other gyms in the area. On Saturdays, we're open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Sundays, the hours are a bit shorter, from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. We considered staying open until 6 p.m. on Sundays, but 4 p.m. has proven more practical for staff scheduling. I'd like to highlight our excellent aquatic facilities. The swimming pool is one of our most popular features. We offer aqua sessions 3 times a week, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Some members have requested we increase to 4 or even 5 sessions weekly, but 3 has proven to be the optimal number. These sessions include water aerobics, therapeutic swimming, and guided exercise routines. We initially considered offering daily sessions or perhaps twice weekly, but feedback from members indicated they preferred the current arrangement. For those interested in learning to swim, we run several types of classes. Our weekend morning sessions are special swimming classes for beginners. We also offer diving classes on weekday evenings and water safety courses on Thursday afternoons, but the swimming lessons on weekends remain our most popular offering. I want to emphasize that our facility is fully inclusive. All services are available for both children and adults regardless of any characteristic. We don't restrict access based on gender, fitness level, or age. That's right, your age is never a barrier to participation here. We've found that mixing different age groups creates a wonderful community atmosphere.
Now look at questions 27 to 30.
Now, let me tell you about some exciting new upgrades to our fitness center. A key addition is our comprehensive personal training service. Each new member can receive a fitness assessment and plan available to suit your individual needs. Some centers just offer the assessment, while others might provide a schedule instead of a proper plan, but we believe in giving you a complete fitness plan that you can follow independently. The cardio room has been completely renovated with state-of-the-art equipment. You'll find new treadmills, exercise bikes, elliptical trainers, and steppers to help improve your stamina and cardiovascular health. To make your workout more enjoyable, we've installed screens throughout the room where you can watch channels while exercising. Some people prefer to listen to music or videos, but our research showed that most members preferred to watch television channels during their workouts. I'd also like to mention our current limited-time membership promotion. The great thing about this offer is that immediate entry is available. Unlike our regular membership process, which often involves a waiting period of 2 to 3 weeks, this special offer allows you to join and start using the facilities right away. Our competitor across town offers instant membership too, but they don't have the immediate access that we provide. The promotion represents excellent value, just $120 total for 6 months of full access to all our facilities and services. We initially considered offering 3 months for $80 or perhaps 9 months for $160, but we found that 6 months at $120 gives members enough time to establish sustainable fitness habits and see meaningful results. That concludes my overview of our community fitness facility. Are there any questions about the information I've covered?
Section 4. You will hear a lecture about British culture and social etiquette. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to today's lecture on British cultural values and social etiquette. As many of you are international students who will be living in the UK for the next few years, understanding these unwritten rules will help you navigate social situations more comfortably. In British culture, several core values are widely respected and have shaped social interactions for generations. Politeness, modesty, fairness, independence, and tolerance are highly valued. Among these, fairness is perhaps the most distinctive British trait. The concept of fair play extends beyond sports into everyday life and business dealings. Respect for individual rights and freedom is seen as fundamental. The British have a strong sense of entitlement to personal liberty, though this is always balanced with consideration for others. This belief in personal freedom forms the foundation of many British institutions and social norms. Now, let's talk about some practical aspects of British social etiquette. When visiting someone's home, guests usually bring a small gift like flowers or chocolates. This token of appreciation doesn't need to be expensive. In fact, simplicity is often preferred over extravagance. While wine is also common in many cultures, a thoughtful personal gift demonstrates consideration. Something to be mindful of during initial meetings: overly personal questions may cause discomfort during a first meeting. British people typically prefer to gradually build relationships rather than sharing personal details immediately. Questions about income, relationship status, or political views might create awkwardness and are generally avoided until a closer relationship has developed. British people tend to maintain a certain emotional reserve when speaking to strangers. This restraint isn't rudeness but rather a cultural preference for personal space and privacy. It often takes time for British people to open up emotionally, so don't interpret initial formality as unfriendliness. When communicating, eye contact is important, but staring is considered impolite. Brief, intermittent eye contact shows you're engaged in the conversation without making the other person uncomfortable. Prolonged eye contact might be interpreted as confrontational in certain contexts. Another important aspect of British social interaction concerns invitations. Declining an invitation is not seen as rude, as long as it is done with honesty. The British generally appreciate straightforward communication rather than forced acceptance or making excuses. If you cannot attend an event, a simple, truthful explanation is perfectly acceptable. Timekeeping is considered a mark of respect in British culture. You are expected to arrive at the agreed time for both social and business meetings. For business appointments, arriving 5 to 10 minutes early is often appreciated, while for dinner invitations, arriving exactly on time or perhaps 5 minutes late is customary. If running late, it is customary to call ahead or offer an apology afterward. The British take punctuality quite seriously, and consistent lateness may be interpreted as a lack of consideration for others' time. While a sincere apology is expected, offering an excuse might be seen as trying to avoid responsibility for poor time management. Understanding these cultural nuances will help you integrate more smoothly into British society. Remember that these are general guidelines, and individual behaviours may vary. Cultural awareness demonstrates respect and facilitates meaningful connections during your time in the United Kingdom. Are there any questions about what we've covered today?
That is the end of the test.